Welcome, everybody, here to the Sports Talk Network channel, specifically here for WWE 2017 Hell in a Cell review. As you can hear the theme music of Kevin Owens getting the win with the help of Sami Zayn here in the main event Hell in a Cell match, Him versus Kevin Owens. There, sorry about that. Wanted to get back out of there. Again, welcome to the show. Kyron can only be here for a short time, so I'll throw it to him, his thoughts that he wants to share here, at least, on Hell in the Cell. And then everybody go over to his channel, Kyron Chase, same name, say over there, and watch his review when he uploads that. So welcome, Kyron, and the floor is yours.
I'll be honest, Steve. This pay-per-view was pretty underwhelming for me personally. The only match I truly liked was the tag team title match, a big shot. Every other match was either underwhelming, had terrible finishes, or just bored me. Even the cell match between Sammy and Kevin and Shane, it didn't get good until it really wasn't that interesting until really I think Sami Zayn got involved. Sure, it had a few good spots, but Kevin falling from the side of the cell wasn't as cool as it could have been. And Shane jumping up the top of the cell wasn't all that good because we've seen it just a year ago. The only thing cool was seeing Sammy pull Kevin off of the table, which is something a lot of us saw coming. If you didn't see my tweet and quick video on Twitter, you know how angry I was about Mahal and Nakamura. And what else? Hate the end of the Charlotte and Natalya. Thought the match wasn't that good. Orton and Rusev, I didn't have it being good anyway. Rude and Ziggler, I thought was underwhelming. The only thing I truly liked was, and the second half of the triple threat match was pretty good, but the first half was boring. The only match I truly liked was the opening Hell in a Cell match with Usos and New Day, which was amazing. It's sad when you think about it. It's sad when you really think about it. Kevin, for 2 minutes, supposed to hate each other. Kevin and Shane did not bring any type of intensity, no weapons, no violence, no blood. And I'm not that person. I'm not sticking for that type of stuff, but I felt this match needed something like that. Meanwhile, Usos and New Day had that intensity and violence that I expected, and they didn't even have that same hatred or personal rivalry. So I thought this was just a weak pay-per-view, personally.
All right, you pretty much talked about every single match. Any thoughts on the pre-show match? Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin defeating the Hype Bros.
Didn't watch it.
All right, well, there we go.
I was too busy watching the Packers and the Cowboys, which was much better for my time.
Nice. Same here as a Packer fan and shareholder. Go Pack Go. Got a gritty win there, but yeah, I was kind of watching the end of the Packer game and watching the pre-show match, picture away myself. But I don't know. I thought the pay-per-view event was fine. Thank you for stopping by, Karen. And for match by match, we'll start with the pre-show. As you kicked it off, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin defeating the Hype Bros. Again, I was in and out watching the football. Well, the end of the football game from Packers and also other football-related things going on as well. But the Hype Bros were losing. I kind of saw it coming because maybe I thought what was going to happen tonight was them, one of them turning for sure. Like, I thought this was finally going to get at the end. And Zack Ryder, who I've been predicting for him to be the one turn, on Mojo Rawley. But now that I have they just lost. Might be safe for Survivor Series or sometime in the future. But just starting there with the kickoff show, it made sense to have this match and the kickoff show, which is unfortunate because I'm a big fan of Shelton. I was so looking forward to when he was coming back and back to WWE and coming to SmackDown Live, and paired up with Chad Gable right away, which in a way made sense, but it was just not going as well as I thought it would have. Maybe I should just give it time and see where it goes. But as of right now, not too happy with the way WWE booking Shelton Benjamin, the way they have what they have him doing now back in WWE and on their SmackDown Live, which is underwhelming in a way. Even though them getting the win, sure, unless it's leading to them winning the tag team titles, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. Actually, them being premier tag team, maybe in their own right to be a secondary feud for the SmackDown Live show in the tag team division, meaning Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin maybe continuing this quote-unquote feud with the Hype Bros or a different feud or whatever, where then the actual tag team championship feud being the main thing. So if Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin aren't going to be getting into tag team titles, seeing them their dang selves anytime soon, then maybe WWE's positioning them to be a tag team, but not again, secondary feuds for the tag team division on SmackDown Live, which I guess isn't a terrible thing. It's a place of the card and being beyond shows on SmackDown. But then what else does that say when you have and want to have more feuds in the women's division? You have a 2-hour SmackDown Live, which most people like. They don't, we hear the complaints of Raw being 3 hours, go back to 2, this and that. But I think for SmackDown, it actually would be good for them if SmackDown Live went 3 hours. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. And also, I wanted to let people know, again, we'll go over to Kyron Chase's channel, Kyron Chase, K-Y-R-N, Chase, C-H-A-S-E. He will be having his review and more in-depth, I'm sure, of his thoughts on each match and the show overall. I found out how he did on his picks. Moving right along, the Usos defeating the New Day, new tag team champions. I just see this coming because I've been reading and knowing of potential New Day wanting, or WWE wanting the New Day to break tag team championship record among the title reigns. So New Day get that W. He took the L. Usos won the tag team titles back. Great match of the night for sure, or at least match of the night contender for me. Randy Orton defeating Rusev. Not much to say there. Good for Orton to get the win. Okay. I mean, I really thought it would have made sense to have Rusev actually get a win. But if you're going to have Orton win here, where are you going to go forward now for Rusev or for Randy Orton? Randy Orton seems like with this somewhat dominant win, going to just be moving on from Rusev. So, again, quick shout out to everybody watching live and those archive. Thank you for stopping by. Welcome to like the video, share the video, and all the other jazz. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And check out my new channel that I created, Animated Awesomeness. Talking about anime TV shows, Star Wars Sports Survival, My Little Pony Friends Magic, and other things as well that'll be there. Moving right along, United States Championship Triple Threat match. And I did have a feeling this was going to happen in the pre-show. Ty Dillinger was going to be added to the match. Now, I did think if that was going to happen, my prediction, if that was going to happen, my prediction was Ty Dillinger to take the L, him to take the pin, and not AJ Styles. But in the end, Styles still did take the L and ate the pin. Baron Corbin becoming the new U.S. champion, and that will be my thumbnail for this review, of course. But for Thursday, my quote-unquote review with everybody else, it'll have my regular thumbnail that I have for predictions. That has to do with the sports, Steve's Wrestling Ramble. If you guys haven't caught on to that in the last couple of pay-per-views, where if I do a review, and I usually have now, continuously for pay-per-view events, as I will moving forward here in the month of October and beyond, that I have, the main title match photo from said pay-per-view as the thumbnail for Steve's Wrestling Ramble prediction episode, Steve's Wrestling Ramble review episode. But for the individual pay-per-view live reactions or quick reviews like I'm doing now, and otherwise we'll have a thumbnail of a moment that happened in the show, or the biggest moment to me, individually, of course, this fan's biggest moment in the show. And that, to me, being Baron Corbin becoming the United States champion. So it's, I don't know, explaining things that probably don't need to be explained, but just to share something that now people are going to go to Steve's Wrestling Ramble, or just to the videos and just see that, or check my time there. Anyways, SmackDown Women's Championship match, Charlotte Flair defeating Natalya by disqualification. Okay, fine, Natalya. I feel like she should be able to beat her. Keeps her title. Doing English things. Continues the feud. Charlotte might be winning the title at Survivor Series or sometime in a bigger pay-per-view in general. I'm not hating that. But she'll also consider Carmella to cash in at some point. And that would have been nice, even if Carmella did not cash in, to have her out there and just teasing it. Have her out there even every month. Now, as used to, people would be used to that and expecting it and not being a surprise. You have that happening, and then at some point, when it does become repetitious to some of the WWE audience, like, oh, hey, here comes Carmella. This is her moment to come out and tease it. And then there we go, fade to black, so to speak, in the women's division match for the pay-per-view, and move on to the next match. And then one of the other times, you progress it more and more and more until finally she actually does cash it. So maybe that'd be an interesting way to do things. I don't know. Just here would have been made sense to at least have her out there or something. Because you had to tell you with Cher beating up Charlotte. Anyway, then you could have had Carmella coming through the crowd from behind, her theme song playing, but Natalia's not knowing where she is, so Natalia's starting to walk from the back of the ring, to the ramp and trying to catch Carmella. Carmella comes behind her because she came from the crowd behind the announcer desk, and she picks up the steel chair that Natalia was just using on Charlotte to beat the heck out of her, and then beats the heck out of Natalia. Then goes to the referee, cashes in with a championship. Would that have been an interesting way to book it? I would think so, but I don't know. That's just me and how you see it. Moving right along, Jinder Mahal successfully defending the WWE Championship, defeating Shinsuke Nakamura. Go ahead. They've been saying Jinder Mahal should be champion to WrestleMania. Drop it then, make it more significant for whoever's going to be taking the title from him, and show that winning a championship from Jinder Mahal actually means something than just, oh, he was a paper champion or short-term champion, just blah, blah, whatever other reasons some WWE Universe people say. Which again, like I said, I respect everybody's opinion, but in my opinion, I don't agree with that. And if they do have him winning the champ or having and holding the WWE Championship to WrestleMania, or even close, to WrestleMania, meaning Roadblock or Fastlane, whatever pay-per-view there's for SmackDown Live, it's because then you're making him even more of a credible superstar, and less of people that are WWE fans will see him as the stars to now main eventer and being a said star, being a made superstar. At some point, obviously, going to be a former WWE champion. And maybe in time, he could even be a multi-WWE champion. But as of right now, he is the current WWE champion. I hope that he does hold us out of the WrestleMania. Then again, he probably won't be. But either way, everybody watching this video, welcome to smash that like button, whether you agree or disagree with me there on Jinder Mahal. And also the truth when I'm, giving my thoughts. Edward Mullen, thank you for joining the live chat. He's saying WTF was Sami Zayn thinking. Yeah, it certainly was interesting. I had a feeling that would happen. I did not predict it. I did not call it. I did not say it. So I'm not coming on here to, be like BC Amplify or others to say, oh, I told you so. In the end, I didn't. But I had a feeling it could happen because of the interaction between Sami Zayn and Shane McMahon on SmackDown Live. That was this past week in Golden Show. The previous week, when Sami Zayn was trying to talk Shane down of having this on some match and adding the stipulation part being boss count anywhere and this and that and know what you're getting into, you're facing Kevin Owens, and Shane's right, snaps right back at him saying Kevin Owens getting in the ring with me, sort of thing, which was interesting. But I wonder where that goes. Does that mean, is it going to go where, again, my co-host for the SmackDown Live reviews, I'm talking WWJ Katrina, follow her on Twitter at Katrina the Good, has been saying and touting that she wants Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to be a tag team on SmackDown Live. Maybe this is what there's going to. Maybe they'll be in the tag team division for a short time. I mean, we are going to have tag teams falling, right? And have had tag teams breaking up on Raw and SmackDown. And on SmackDown specifically, which probably will be with the Hype Bros at some point here shortly. Not like they were in the tag team title hunt, at least right now to begin with. But point being is they are a tag team on SmackDown Live. We need a team to fill that gap and fill that space. Why not have that be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, two fans' favorites? And especially more fan favorites for those that may dislike either of them as a tag team together. Then, just like with what's probably going to happen tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw with the Shield, people automatically on a dime like that will maybe not love, but cheer Roman Reigns. Because he's coming out to official Shield music, all three of them together, this and that. The cheers are for the Shield, not specifically for Roman Reigns. It's the collective than the individual. But then again, it's Monday Night Raw. I'll talk about that tomorrow night if indeed that actually happens on my Monday Night Raw review, 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern. I do see one of my moderators, my boy Kyron Chase, even though he is going to be, I don't know if he already did or will be doing here shortly, his review on his channel. So everybody watching live right now, I want to click there. You can actually go right to his channel if you click the three dots on the right side there on his post. He said, I don't see how you are not angry with Mahal. It's the same damn finish every time. I'm not angry with Mahal. I know you were upset. I know you were passionate in your thoughts and feelings, and I respect that. As I always do. It's nothing new. Okay, I know that's not earth-shattering. But I'm not upset with Jinder Mahal winning the way he has and did tonight at Hell in a Cell 2017 edition, because that's the point. That's the way. I don't know. I was gonna say it's the way it's supposed to be, but that's the way that he's been booked as this heelish champion. Regards. I do somewhat agree with BC Amplified, because me and BC Amplified, as much as I've been dissing him and saying things that I disagree with him strongly on, this is where I'd agree with him strongly, and with Jinder Mahal, and with how he should be champion for as long as he can, WrestleMania or otherwise. I don't know if he went as far as to say the WrestleMania as I've been, but point being is we both are behind Jinder Mahal, and both think that he has improved since he has won the championship to be a main guy, and we both hope that WWE has him as champion for a long enough time to have him being a credible champion, which then when somebody takes it off him, as I said, credible themselves. And like Jinder Mahal. So I'm not upset with the finish and him winning that way every dang time, because that's how it's supposed to go. And I guess it's been working for and to other fans, it's supposed to get Marlo. He is a heel. He's doing heel tactics. Kind of like how Natty used heel tactics, he used a steel chair to be her own slithering snake and to beat Charlotte Flair. Or not to beat Charlotte Flair, but to keep her title. Charlotte Flair wins by DQ, but Natty keeps the title. Differences with Jinder Mahal and his heelish things, and the Singh brothers getting involved instead of the Singh brothers attacking said opponent each time and him winning, or him keeping the title but losing every match view qualification, because A, that would just look weird for the WWE Championship all the time, but B, because that's the point of having the lackeys and having the stable that they have with Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers. But then that's just me. So I'm not upset with how Jinder Mahal won. I'm obviously happy he did win, and I hope he's champion for a while. But we'll certainly see as we move on forward, of course. And I certainly wonder how things are going to go from there. I mean, it's just going to be interesting for sure. I'm trying to find something, if I can. And I will have my pay-per-view Insta poll up after I do this show, because I wanted to start right away. So the poll will be up later, and then we'll be up for 24 hours, all the other chances I always do. But I think that's pretty much it that I want to talk about for the pay-per-view event in itself. I think everybody that watched live, archived, and otherwise, when we get to Thursday and Steve's Wrestling Ramble, I'll let my team members and others that do hopefully join share their thoughts on Hell in a Cell, Raw, and SmackDown as well, and go from there. But again, I think everybody, I hope you all enjoyed Hell in a Cell. I think it was a pretty good show. If I had to give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, give it a thumbs up. If I had to give it a ranking between 1 and 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, I give it an 8.5. Good show. Enjoyed it. Happy with most of the outcomes. I mean, also with Dolph Ziggler, he was supposed to come out with some fancy entrance. In the end, he just came out with nothing. I mean, I guess it's a throwback to old school, but the only old school I care about is the 90s. Again, I know I'm generational, but it is what it is. But we're getting the win, good. I was worried that actually Ziggler was going to get the win, so he can get this win, and then Rude to get the wins in the next matches in the feud. But I forgot to talk about that, so I just wanted to share and shed the light there. But again, thanks everybody watching live, watching archived. Enjoy your evening. If you're watching the rest of the NFL game, Sunday Night Football on NBC, tomorrow NFL Monday Night Football, and Monday Night Raw. I'll do my Raw review. That's the next time I'll be up here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern for the Monday Night Raw review. Will the Shield officially be back? It would make sense. They're in Indianapolis, Indiana. But we will see. And I will see you all later. And as always, take care.